Welcome to 30 and 5 on 560WIND.com. You know what? It's a little kid's corner today because we were just discussing about the situations in this country now and how things are tough and for a lot of people now. But I have to harken back to the way it's been every decade. There's been something. In the 60s, you had the Vietnam War. You had people fighting. You had rioting. You had mass segregation in the southern states. You were fighting amongst each other. It was like a civil war within this country. The whites not wanting the blacks to prosper. The blacks being antagonistic towards the whites because of that. It was just unrest. I mean, major cities burnt to the ground. You had the Vietnam War. I mean, it was a crazy, crazy decade talking about the 60s, okay? Then you get the 70s and the 80s. Then you have the cocaine situation. You have a city like Miami with murders, that of third world countries every single week in the 80s and stuff like that. You had the situation when terrorism started then. I think now the major thing is if you were a kid growing up, the Vietnam War and all that other stuff, it's wiped off the map now. I mean, people are vacationing there now. Let's talk about the real deal, 9/11. 9/11 has replaced all that. Those are the concerns now. In the 60s, like I said, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam, in the 70s, integration, making things better. In the 80s, the women's movement, Title IX. I mean, there was always something. But there was nothing as bad as 9/11, okay? So we got to make sure, and I see that they're firing on the TSA now. You know what? I think those people do a pretty good job. I think they take a lot of abuse. I think that was thrust into this country's lap. I don't think there was ever any plans to ever worry about, searching people before they get on an airplane? Searching people before they get on an airplane, okay? Who would have thunk that? Nobody. So I think they do a pretty good job. Is there things that got to get better? Yeah. But I love the media just taking pot shots, Everybody's been pretty safe. So let's give some credit to it. Let's not just beat people up because the TSA at times may have some issues, but I'd give them a passing grade. I get on a flight, I don't worry about anything. And remember, after 9/11, getting on a flight, what it was like the first time you flew. Remember what it was like the first time you flew. You were worried sick, okay? Now, Kerry Wood, we didn't get a chance to talk about this. Kerry Wood of the Chicago Cubs, who, I don't know, everybody thinks that he's got to be signed, and the Cubs basically apologized for making him wait. Here's a kid that threw his glove into the stands the other day. He should be happy that he's got a job in Major League Baseball. I know he's been frustrated. He's been on the disabled list 12, 13 times. He can't get anybody out. Bottom line is you're still pulling in a 7-figure check and you're finished. What do you got to be mad about? People still love you like you actually accomplished what you set out to accomplish. Does he get up in the morning? I know there's people out there to say all that cares about is the money. He thought he was going to be a Hall of Fame pitcher. He's a mop-up man. Kerry Wood's a mop-up man. He was supposed to be a Hall of Fame pitcher. He was supposed to be Justin Verlander. So don't think that it doesn't bother Kerry Wood when he wakes up and he's got this beautiful home and he's got all this money. And people, hey, Kerry, hey, how you doing? How's that 6.29 ERA or whatever the hell it is? It does. It does. It bothers people. That's all I'm going to say. It bothers people a lot. What bothers me a lot now is the fact that the Chicago White Sox got a shot. You know what bothers me about it? Okay? You think they got a shot. Do they have a shot because they're good, or do they have a shot because of their division? Do they have a shot because they're good, or do they have a shot because of their division? Jake Peavy is the stunning development. I thought he was finished. Most everybody associated with the White Sox, baseball, whatever, back then, they were saying it doesn't look good. His arm is hanging from the skin. He's got no muscle. His arms, the guy's 4-1 with an ERA under 2 in the American League. He could be your all-star starter. And how about Ryan Dempster, by the way? Score some runs for the guy. The guy's 0-1. He's got an ERA that's under 1. Or he did going into score some runs. That's all I'm saying. Weekend's coming up. Beautiful. Get ready for tomorrow. Nice Saturday and Sunday. This has been 30 and 5 on 560 WIND. I'm Mike North. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare.
You got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.